Thomas Davis, unbelievable, just an unbelievable guy. I spoke at an event once, and Thomas Davis was there to get an award. So he gets an award at 6:30 at this country club in Charlotte during this summer several years ago. He could have bounced. Most guys would have. Hour and a half later, after dinner, dessert, I get introduced. I give my speech. They wanted me to do a Q&A. This guy in the back of the room, all drunked up, he gets up there and he wants to ask me a question, fastball right at my chin. We had a D lineman back then named Greg Hardy, who'd been arrested, charged with felony possession of firearms and pushing he's alleged to have pushed his girlfriend onto a bed with AK-47s and all this stuff. Not pretty, but it was in the news. This guy says, Mick, I got a question. I want to know what effect you think the Greg Hardy situation is going to have on our team this year. So before I can answer, I see this stirring at a table down to my left. We're up on this podium, this riser, and 6'3", 250 pounds of NFL linebacker stands up, reaches up for the microphone. So I unclip it from the podium and hand it down to Thomas. He's still there. He hadn't gone home. He could have been in his pajamas with Kelly and with some kids. He points his finger at this drunked up old boy and says, let me tell you something. I talked to Greg Hardy just today. Now the room gets so quiet. You could hear yourself breathe. Thomas Davis says that he talked to Greg Hardy and he told him that when you put on a Panther jersey, you're representing something bigger than yourself. You're representing Luke, Cam, Coach Rivera, all the great players that came before you, all that will come after you, and you've got to hold yourself to a higher standard. He said, all we know is what he's been accused of, but I think he got the message that I communicated. In that moment, and I'm going to try not to start crying when I finish this story. In that moment, Colin, I had this feeling, this is as friggin' close as a 6 foot tall, 158 pound, 50 or 60-year-old, 58-year-old male, which was what I was at the time. This is as close as somebody like me could feel and come to being a teammate of Thomas Davis. This must be what it feels like to have somebody like Thomas Davis, quote unquote, have your back. And when I hear phrases come out of the locker room like hold yourself accountable, hold each other accountable, next man up, all that, it meant something to me that night. And so Thomas Davis will forever be one of my favorite all-time guys, much less Panther players.